Hello, welcome to the Sitting on the Floor podcast.
New house!
Yes, I've moved house.
You live in a rubbish area.
I know, and in a rubbish house as well.
Yeah, you have wallpaper that's meant to look like brickwork. Why don't you leave the brickwork?
Because there wasn't brickwork.
There is.
I think this was, I don't know, it's like this, the rest of the walls.
It's like this, because our viewers can see it.
No,
lovely,
let's
isn't it?
describe walls to our viewers.
If you imagine someone squatting in a place, that's what it looks like.
Yep. The windows are quite nice though. They're double glazed.
They are nice. We have double glazing windows.
Didn't in the old place, actually. I'm not sure if we did in the room where we recorded.
Anyway, this isn't house autopsy.
No, this is gaming autopsy.
Boom!
And we're using footage from an emulator.
Which
Because everything's in a box.
Which is different.
Yes.
Different can be good.
It can be.
A bit like steak and blowjob day is different. It's different to every other day.
Is it?
Hmm.
Every day is steak and blowjob day. Blah, 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 blah.
Well, yeah, when you've only got your hand, I'm sure it is.
How is that blowjob? Anyway, this isn't blowjob autopsy.
Captain America: The Winter Soldier came out.
It did, and I saw it.
You've seen it?
Yes. Well, my girlfriend, she just said, "Oh, let's go see it," and I said yes because it was on the day when it's cheaper.
This is why I hate you and her.
It's a good movie.
I was going to say, should we go see it this evening?
We could go see it again.
No, fuck you, you're not invited.
Okay.
Do you want to come with us, viewers? And by us, I mean me.
On his lonesome.
Yeah. I'll probably go see it in the IMAX theatre.
I saw it in 3Ds.
I might see it in 3Ds in the gallery, which is the fancy place where people go to lounge out and get weighted food.
I've never seen a film in the gallery.
Because you're not worth
This isn't the gallery autopsy.
It's the Jake is a dick autopsy.
That's going to be our new thing whenever we go on a tangent that someone wants to get off of. This isn't the blank autopsy. In gaming news.
I haven't been playing much. I bought Thief and I played a little bit of it and got bored of it just as I thought I would do, but hey, it was on offer.
I have been moving. That's the game I've been playing. Moving house.
Isn't that like Tetris?
Kind of. I guess. Also, emulators, I guess. Because I had to. Although Punch-Out is good.
Is it like Dive Kick?
No.
Dive!
It is sort of like it is kind of like Dive Kick in that it's a kind of fighting game that's different to most other fighting games. It is basically casual racism, the game.
Your type of game.
Every character you fight
because he's a racist.
Is a racial stereotype. There isn't like an Indian character with a turban with a little gem on the front, and you need to watch for when it blinks. When it blinks, you need to dodge.
Nice. Extremely racist.
It is, but it was Japanese and from the past.
Japan!
So that's how they roll, I guess. Anyway, finally to actual gaming news.
Hearthstone's coming to iPad, and it's in beta in some places. Canada is one of them. Australia's one of them. Like really odd places. Not even just America. It's like Australia, Canada. Not as weird as having a collector's edition only available in Germany. That's weirder still, but
still not gone over that. Did you get that edition?
Nah, I thought fuck it. It wasn't that nice anyway. But yeah, apparently it's just like Hearthstone on an iPad. Like there is no toning down, except you can buy back packs of cards for real money. On the iPad, it's like double the price.
Yep, that's Apple for you.
Well, yeah, but it's like just if you got it on the PC as well, just get it on the PC. It's like, well, yeah, what retard's gonna go? It's cheaper on the PC, but
Android Master Race. That's a new term. I don't think anyone that word has not been spoken. Those two words have not been spoken.
There's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie. Did you know that coming out?
Yep. I've seen the trailer. I'm not gonna see it. Actually, I might just for like the sort of weird aspect of it.
All Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle films have been awful.
People lips. They've got people lips.
They do have people lips.
People lips.
It's
really weird. There was a TMNT movie before, and that wasn't too bad because they didn't give them people lips.
That was purely animated, wasn't it?
No, that was it was kind of all CGI, I think. Well, not animated, but CGI, which is
same thing.
Yes,
just the way they go, the process that they go through is different. That's the only difference. To watch it, you go, oh yeah, that's one or the other. You could pick either one and you still mean exactly the same.
I haven't seen it in ages. They might have had some live action, but I think it was.
I don't think it did have any live action.
But it didn't have people lips. I remember that.
No,
That was a good aspect of that movie. I remember thinking while watching this movie, it's good that these TMNTs don't have people lips.
No, you didn't. But I totally agree with you. They look so fucking weird. But like the action, because it's so actiony in the trailer, and it's blurred almost because it's so actiony, you don't see them. You're like, oh, that's really cool. Then when you see one of them, you're like, what the fuck's that?
Like the bit where he takes off his mask and you see his whole face, and you're like, the fuck is that?
Even
Even
when
like give them a turtle face mixed with a person's face. It's literally a wide person's face. It looks like if Shrek and a pie had a baby.
They just look weird, full stop. Even with the mask, they look weird. They look like a dinosaur's fucked a raccoon.
Yep, that's. I'm thinking about that now. That works, and with people lips.
With people lips.
So
April Fools! Did you fall for any of them?
no, of course not.
I did.
What one?
On my Facebook came up Titanfall DLC. I was like, oh, fucking awesome. Clicked on it, watched the video, and it was the Optimus Prime, and it came up with coming out on this date, and I was like, oh, that's today. Wait. Yeah, that's today. Oh, it's April 1st. Fuck. Then came out of the video, and the post on Facebook was, haha, what a good April Fools. Great Titanfall game DLC. It was poorly made in some aspects, but in other, like, that made it more realistic.
Yeah, I guess.
Do you know who done that?
No.
That was IGN. That wasn't even, like, Respawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was IGN.
I like that kind of April Fool's joke. Speaking of April Fool's jokes, this is the kind that I don't like. On the Frostbite Engine's Twitter, because a game engine can have a Twitter nowadays.
Anything can have a Twitter nowadays.
There was like a slurry of tweets that were just like, oh, with the new Frostbite engine, it's exclusive to the Wii U because the Wii U is the best platform. And it was constantly just making fun of the Wii U. And then the next day, EA was like, yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, if you have to apologise after your April Fools, it was a shitty April Fools.
Yeah, it wasn't like something that was gonna trick someone. Like the title for one, if you didn't realise the day, you might go, wow, really? You might think, oh, this is someone's made a trailer for a mod that they've made, but no. But this is like, you don't aim something at something and make fun of it. Like there was the thing with Smite on the Dublisku Reddit, where one of the moderators on the Smite subreddit said, oh, we're going to be shutting down this subreddit, and everyone's like, oh, that's shit. And then there was like, they were starting making comments saying, oh, Smite sucks and stuff, and like,
no!
And then the company that made Smite had to come out and say, we didn't have anything to do with this, we're not shutting it down. Oh, because
calm your tits, bro, is what they said.
But the thing is, the person who posted it when it was April Fool's Day in Europe, which meant in America it wasn't April Fool's Day yet. So a lot of people were like, oh, it's not April Fool's, so obviously this is true, which is reasonable to think, I think.
It's reasonable to think, you think? I think it's extremely reasonable to think.
Yeah, and there was a lot of backlash, and then the company that made Smite came out of the bad end of it. And when something like this comes out, you need to make sure that people know that it's going to be a joke.
Is you're a born for, and April Fool's needs to fuck off unless it's
because there is some good stuff.
Who's there? Name one.
I know a good knock knock joke.
Oh god.
Okay, you start it.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
That was awful. That was awful. After you saying you first and me going knock knock, I was like, fuck, I know how this goes. Yeah.
It was good. I like that.
Name one April Fool's Day thing that you liked.
I like the Titanfall one.
You like
and
that?
the thing that the BBC did ages ago where spaghetti grows on trees. There are people who believe that.
That titties grow on trees.
Spaghetti grows on trees.
Oh, so titties? I was going to say what?
Yes, because they're going to put that in the middle of the day on the BBC.
Oh, true. You could have meant the Bold Black Company.
The what?
Boldly Black Company and not the British Broadcasting Corporation. I don't know. The Wolf Among Us episode 3 got a release date.
Yes, and the trailer and then release date.
I didn't watch the trailer, did you?
I did. It's based.
So last time I watched the trailer and didn't know the release date, whereas you knew the release date and didn't watch the trailer, and now we're swapping.
I guess.
So
it came up and I was like, oh yeah, I'll watch it because.
What's the trailer like? They don't give anything away in the trailers, which is really good.
Yeah, it's kind of like you get the thing at the end of the episode. It's basically an extension of that. So
yes, but it's like a what's coming next. Like next week.
Yeah.
This shit happens, but we're not going to tell you what shit it is. It's just stuff happens.
Just like half-second clips of Big B as his wolf form. Actually, you don't see that. You just see like a hand that's obviously Big B in his.
Oh, you saw him in his
hand.
wolf form in the last...
Yeah, in the end of
Next
it.
one.
No, but it's full wolf form. You saw him at the end bit of it, didn't you?
Yeah, well, anyway, it's coming out on the April 8th for PC and Mac, PlayStation 3,
In America.
and Xbox 360 worldwide, and PS3 in Europe the next day, so April 9th.
Yep.
And sometime in the next week for iOS, but if you're playing it on iOS, you're the sort of person who goes, I'm a gamer, because I've played The Walking Dead on iOS. No, you're not. Shut the fuck up.
Didn't you play it on iOS?
Yeah, but I had it on Xbox.
Yeah, but you're complaining about what people do when you do it.
No, people that play games... I mean, the people that have an iPad and like, oh, I'm a gamer because I've played The Wolf Among Us and Angry Birds. I don't play anything else. I have no other reason to call myself a gamer apart from I've played The Walking Dead on iOS as well as Angry Birds. And possibly Flappy Birds.
Flappy Bird.
Oh, sorry, plural.
And who can forget Candy Crush Saga and Farm Hero Saga?
It just irritates people like, oh, I'm such a gamer. Hashtag nerd.
Oh yeah, I hate that.
Fuck off.
Like, on Tumblr, my thing is such a nerd, and sometimes I go into the tag to see if anyone's mentioned me, and it's always like, got new glasses, such a nerd. I just don't look at it anymore.
It's like the pinnacle of things you hate, of people like that. Is slightly ironic, I believe is the correct word for this.
Earlier this week, I just took loads of Tumblr URLs because I thought of them. One of my favourite one, which
you just, as in you registered them as your own, basically?
yeah, I like made loads of new blogs. I didn't have to make new emails. You just like make new
No,
blogs.
I know. I'm not saying you did, but the point you're like,
Because I'm thinking,
I want all of these. You can't have them.
no, I'm thinking of changing them. So I've
To what? Like what?
one of them is the word party as a verb. Just that whole sentence. The word party as a verb, but that's a bit long.
I guess it could be considered a verb.
Squirtle spelt SKERTL.
You need to die. You need to die.
Why?
I've got Charmander like that. I follow, and it's like Char CHARMANDURR. Charmander. It's brilliant. I started watching Game of Thrones.
Did you?
Yes, I'm on season 2,
Oh,
which should tell you all you need to know, really.
I have not seen it yet. No spoilers. So,
No, I'm not going to spoil anything.
Okay.
Apart from the fact that season 1 there's lots of boobs and lots of violence. Season 2 there's less boobs, but still boobs, and there's less gore. There's violence, but they tone the gore down.
All I know about the show is what I've learnt from those 3 episodes of South Park that they did. So apparently there's wieners. So I'm going to start watching it.
I'm on season 2 and like halfway through it and I've seen one wiener.
Was it a gay wiener or a straight wiener?
That was a straight wiener.
Oh. Was it erect?
No. You see gay nipples.
Ah.
But
Yeah.
I think I'm probably going to see a gay dick further into the second half of season 2. Because the gay character you like see for 5 minutes in season 1, that's it. Then in season 2 they become like one of the main households that you follow.
Okay.
But yeah, it's really good if you can keep up with it. Season 2 and I'm still only just learning people's names.
Yeah, there's no point anyway. They'll probably just die. That's another thing that I know. Everyone's dead.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. So I'm like, oh, everyone's gonna die by the end of like season 2 and 3 because so far there's been like a handful of deaths. Not a load, but a handful.
Because you need to get attached. And then George R.R. Martin needs to take them away from you.
My favourite character died. I'm like, you bad end.
Yep. So Cliff Bleszinski.
The Blazinskmeister,
Cliffy B.
who is renowned for being a dick.
Yep, he's been a dick. This happened like between when we recorded the podcast and when it came out, I think. He said to Notch on the subject of him cancelling any plans for Oculus support for Minecraft, official Oculus support, because you can get a mod that gives you Oculus support. Anyway, and I quote, Notch, you're cancelling Minecraft makes you look like a pouty kid who's taking his ball and going home.
No, that's what you look like, Cliffy, most of the time, with everything you
That's
say.
exactly what I'm getting, the vibe I'm getting from Cliffy from that. Oh, you're such a little kid. He's just acting like a baby. And then Notch comes out with this, like, after the tweet, he said, there was like a paragraph, I don't know where he posted it. It was like explaining it like he's not sure.
It wasn't on Twitter.
He's not sure of Facebook motives. And he's not sure of Facebook's motives, and I'm with him on that. Because
You could say that in less than a paragraph, though. In fact, you just said it in a sentence.
No, because he went into detail, like, with the track.
Why? Because
he felt that
why?
He felt that he had to explain himself.
Justify his... Which annoys me. When it's an opinion like that, which you could clearly see, like, even if you don't know much about Facebook or Oculus Rift, you could be like, well, that doesn't really make a... If someone just described what Oculus Rift was and said Facebook about it, they'd be like, well, what are they going to do with it?
Yeah.
Which is all he's saying, but he's putting it into a more professional wording, and he feels he has to justify it. It's like, no, you could just say you don't understand their motives, which is fair enough.
I know, but it's not like, it's like 3 lines.
So it's not a paragraph, it's like, at most, 3 sentences.
I don't know, look it up, read it whenever. Anyway, like, I hate Cliffy B for this.
I like Cliffy B, but he's a complete dick.
He's made some good games, yeah.
But he's a dick and needs to grow up when it comes to media. He shouldn't be allowed to social network at all, he should be banned.
Like, Notch doesn't have to do anything just because Cliffy B wants him to. Because Cliffy B's an Oculus investor, so now he's like, oh, why are you doing this? But the thing is, now that Facebook, that name is, so it's now intertwined with Oculus, there's going to be loads of people who are going to be like, well, we're not doing an Oculus game anymore. Because most of the games that we're going to be doing it, apart, like, he'll get AAA games that are going to use it now.
You're still going to get the indie horror games. I still reckon they're going to be like, we're still going to run with this.
I reckon, because now there's loads of other companies doing it, they're going to go with them.
Yeah, I guess.
Indies are going to stray away from Oculus because Facebook now owns it. But from last week, I'm kind of a little bit more optimistic about it after hearing a few stuff because, like, Facebook...
Have any of these been confirmed? Because I've heard things, but they haven't been confirmed. They're just
rumors. No, it's just like someone has changed my mind about it slightly. I mean, I'm still...
Who is this someone?
It was on Inside Gaming, one of them.
Oh.
He said, like... Facebook has a track record of when they buy stuff, they do usually just leave it alone to do their own stuff, and they've said that that's what they're going to do. They've just bought it, and now they're going to fund it.
Yeah, but are they going to go, yeah, this is cool, we're going to buy it so we can make profit, but you carry on what you're doing, you just make us money. No, they're going to go, haha, loads of people like this, we're going to fuck it up unintentionally, we're going to try and do good, and we're just going to mess it up.
I reckon they're going to... I mean, maybe...
I reckon they've got they're trying to do something good, but I can see they're going to fuck it up unintentionally.
But the thing is, it's still... a self-run company. Facebook just owns it. Like, they're not going to...
Yeah,
like, they said they're not going to interfere.
Facebook could go...
They could.
Stop doing that. We don't like it. Start making dog bones.
Yeah, they could just do that. That's why I'm still a little bit iffy about it, but...
Do you think Facebook could make good dog bones?
No. Because they would be microtransactions dog bones in a game called Facebook Dog Sog.
Good.
But
did you know that Trials Fusion is coming out a lot sooner than I thought anyway?
I didn't think it was coming out at any point.
It's coming out.
Well, I knew when it was
coming out in less than 2 months.
But I didn't know that, like, when.
I think it's this month, but I'm not going to say it for certain. So it's in the next 2 months at least.
Oh, my foot's gone numb from sitting on
Trials
the floor.
Fusion within 2 months.
I can't feel my foot, Dan.
2 months, man.
We need chairs.
It's not my fault you're too poor for chairs.
I'm not too poor for chairs. Just still moving in. So Amazon have announced their sort of Apple TV competitor type thing.
Yeah, but no offense, but Amazon and gaming, they're great at what they do. They're not good at anything else.
I don't know, the Kindle.
Yeah, the Kindle was good. That was the first thing. But if they're going to try and do something that anyone else is doing, they're not going to do it very well.
I don't know.
The Kindle was great. It's revolutionary. You can't... Any mock Kindle is crap. No offense. If you want anything for it to be an e-reader, you buy a Kindle.
Yeah, I guess.
Top of the league. You don't go... Or if I went, go buy a Nook. Even though they're a good brand, they are good at what they do, you wouldn't. You buy a Kindle.
Yeah. Unless one of them's on sale, which is why you have a Nook.
If you want a games console...
Do you still have a Nook?
No, I got rid of it in the end. I managed to sell it.
Oh.
But yeah, if you want a games console, you don't go to...
Ouya.
Perfect example. You don't go to Ouya.
I mean, yeah, it was cheap and it was a good idea, but do you know anyone who owns a Ouya?
I've looked into getting one.
I know one person who owns a Ouya, and that's CEX, not a person. That's the only time I've seen one.
Is in Computer Exchange.
Yep.
Nice.
But I don't know. I reckon Amazon Fire TV is going to be more successful than Ouya.
Yeah, I reckon the TV is going to be fun, but they also went out to say what they're doing with games, didn't they?
Yeah,
and I reckon the games are going to plummet. The TV might do alright, a bit like Apple TV. I didn't think that was going to do very well, but it does okay. It doesn't do great, don't get me wrong, but it does okay. And I think it's going to be the same case. So the TV is going to be alright, but I don't reckon the games is going to be any good.
I am thinking of getting one. I mean, they said it's going to be
An Ouya or the Amazon?
Amazon, because it's basically going to be an Ouya, but it's Amazon and it's also got the TV functions, which I don't think the Ouya has. Although I don't know. Maybe they do now, but kind of gone off the radar. Don't really care about it. But I might get one because they said it was going to be $99, so it's going to be...
But damn, it was 99 cents.
What?
It's a good song.
Is it? I haven't heard it.
Thrift Shop. Oh, Thrift Shop.
I don't listen to the musics from the current age.
From the Mackles. The Mackelmeister. The Macklemore.
The Mackle who?
My nan bought a budgie.
Did she? Is it a noisy budgie?
No, it's quiet.
Oh. I was thinking of getting a conure.
A what?
It's like a tiny
Is that
parrot.
type of wine?
It's like a tiny parrot. Sits on your shoulder.
It'd die. You wouldn't be able to look
They
after
live
it.
about 40 years.
Yeah, if they're looked after.
Which I'm
not
gonna.
Not if you lock them in a cage and then shit in their cage occasionally and that's all you do for
Why
them.
would I do that?
Because you're a freak.
No, I'm not. I look after my cat. Mostly I don't pay for its food, but I don't have a job.
Do you know what I'm really excited for, Jake?
Titanfall 2.
No, I'm not actually. I haven't played it since we played it last. It was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, well, I played it once.
I say it's suffering with that problem of I don't know why, but I just can't get addicted to it.
It's fun.
I think
enjoyed
they're
it.
leveling up. There isn't enough content to play with.
I regret regenning. Because, like, I don't see the point in it.
You level up so quickly.
Apart from the achievement, once I get to level 50, Gen 2, just going to leave it. I'm not going to regen again.
Yeah, okay.
Because I don't see myself getting to Gen 10. It doesn't seem to be...
I do eventually. If I can muster up the strength. Once they get new game modes, it might draw me back in. Especially if they're like, oh, here's new guns, here's new attachments, here's new this, here's new that.
I don't think they're going to add in more guns.
No, but what I'm saying is they need to add more stuff in there for
maybe new skins for guns.
Maybe.
It'd just be the same gun, it looks different.
Yeah, maybe. So yeah, do you know what I'm actually excited for?
What?
The Flash TV series.
Ah, yes.
Because Arrow's good, and Arrow has reached its pinnacle last night, apparently. I haven't watched any of Season 2 yet, the TV show. I'm going to wait till it's on DVD and buy it. But I'm like, it's reached its pinnacle. Everyone's like, oh, it's so amazing, I want it.
Okay.
And the Flashlight is a spin-off from that. Like, there was, I don't know whether it was a cameo, or whether, like, it was just mentioned. Like, oh, by the way, there's this dude that got hit with a lightning bolt. He can now run really, really fast.
How really fast, Dan?
Lightning speed.
He can actually do everything fast. That's one of my favourite things.
Can he poop fast?
I guess. Just...
See, I always wondered, but surely if he can run that fast, his legs must be super strong.
I don't know.
His legs and arms must be super strong to be able to move him that quickly. So, in theory, he is super strong as well.
I'm not entirely sure because I don't understand him that much, but what I understand of him is that he can do anything fast. He can just do regular stuff.
Like
but
blink.
Fast.
He can blink fast.
Yeah, like you hardly notice that he's blinked. Anyone looking at him was like, did he just blink? I don't know. I mean, you never see it. It's just so fast.
My favourite thing about him is that he is his own superpower. For the lightning bolt that hit him was actually him.
Yes, spoiler, I guess, from
the comics, but no one... So yeah, I think that's the coolest thing about him is that he is his own superpower.
I do like interesting time travel stuff like that. Like my favourite episode of Doctor Who is Blink.
It's a good one, even though the Doctor's hardly in it.
That's really exactly why it's good.
Because he's not in it. Oh, great.
My least favourite episode is the one where the Doctor turns literally into Jesus, but we're not going to get into that.
I like the God Complex episode.
Oh yeah, that was kind of weird, but it was good.
It was weird and underrated, but I liked that one.
Yeah.
I also wondered whether the God Complex was actually something. Turns out it's not.
What do you mean?
The God Complex.
I thought it is a thing. I mean, it's not an actual psychological thing, but it's something that people say.
Oh, maybe it's something people say, but it's not a side. I thought it was a psychological thing.
No.
Like where a really basic example, like where people feel they're God and have control over everything. I started looking it up, and it's like, no, you mean the Doctor Who episode? I'm like, yeah, it was a Doctor Who episode, but I'm looking for something intellectual.
Yeah, like I don't think a God complex is an actual psychological thing that people have. Like
it's not.
The Oedipus complex, which actually isn't a thing, but that's the only example that came to my mind. That's where you want to have sex with your mother and kill your father when you're 5 years old.
I was never 5 years old.
Apart from the other stuff, which of course is true, and that did happen.
No, it's not. Do you know who my favourite superhero is?
Iron Man.
Frozone.
Yeah.
From The Incredibles.
He has to come back in Incredibles too.
Yeah, apparently Samuel Jackson said that they've approached him about doing some voice acting for them again, so clearly Frozone's back. Or there's a new character that sounds just like him.
One of the greatest moments in cinema history. Honey, where is my super suit?
You should go watch that on YouTube. It must be on YouTube. Go watch that one conversation. What else have you got to talk about? Because I have run out of...
Rockstar has announced Heist coming to GTA in the very loosely tied down date of spring.
Which they're not going to stick to anyway.
I mean, they said it was going to come in the future anyway. They could have just left it at that. Yes, it's going to be arriving.
That's something else.
In the future.
Titanfall Xbox 360 edition has been seen in the wild.
In the wild, like people in GameStop
yeah,
like pictures of it. Look what I've got! A game that's been out for ages.
Yeah, but like the Xbox 360 version, like, oh look, oh it's back here. It's like, yeah, well, we don't give a shit. Just put it on the shelf. That's all you're paid to do. I don't go to work and wave beans around at people. Hey, look, beans! We got beans back here.
Bean selfie. We've got the new flavour of Heinz beans and put it on Instagram.
That's funny.
So, yeah, that's going to be happening. There's going to be heists.
What? There's going to be heists in GTA?
Yeah.
No, there's not.
Nah.
Nah, you're bullshitting. Ain't going to be no heists. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time to wait for that.
Oh, did you see the best trailer ever? It was the trailer for Goat Simulator.
Oh, yeah.
It was brilliant.
Yeah.
The spoof of the Dead Island one.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's just the Dead Island one, but cooler.
With a goat.
Yeah. Oh,
I have to get it. It's out now.
It's on your PC, though.
Yeah.
Your PC ain't going to run it.
I don't know. I haven't looked at the...
It
I'm going to get a new PC at some point, maybe, when I save up. If I eventually do that, maybe.
It looks so pointless, but so much fun as well.
I know. You get to be a goat.
You get to simulate being a goat.
In the Steam description, there's like bullet points, and this comes up twice. You get to be a goat.
Nice. I love it when games realise that they're not...
They're not meant to be serious.
Not even that they're not meant to be serious. When games are like, yeah, this is a thing. Accept it. That.
And it comes out straight... People were like, oh, we need this game, and it came out like a month later.
It wasn't even that, I don't think.
It was very quickly.
Yeah. Which is good. I like games that are like, oh, did we tell you we're working on a game? Here you go!
It wasn't even that, because it came out as like a... It was like a tech demo of a new engine, and they just sort of made it as a funny thing, and people were like, we need this as a game.
That. Yeah, it started off, they're like, it was just a way to see how the physics worked for this new physics engine, and yeah, we started to run with it. And then the guy said it was so much fun, so we kept it.
The internet took it and said, we want this. And then, so they... The thing is with the internet, like, you need to... If people say they want it, you need to get it out there as soon as to capitalize on that.
Because they're going to forget, and they're not going to wait.
Yeah, like snakes on a plane. Which was it seemed like a funny thing. Like, Sharknado only became a thing once it was out. And that made Sharknado sell a lot. I've seen it in Blu-ray in stores.
Where?
In Asda, I think.
I wanted it. I searched for it for ages. I'm going and buying it straight from here. I'm going down here to Asda's, buying the Blu-ray, going to the cinema on my own, going home, and I am going to watch Sharknado.
It might have been Game, actually. I'm not sure now. Those are the places I've been recently.
Well, it's too late to go into town to go to Game, so I'll go to Blue
It
Water.
was Game in Blue Water, I think.
Yeah,
That's the one I went to.
Hmm.
I was just like looking at the Blu-rays, and I was just like, Sharknado.
I hadn't heard of it until I watched the Fine Brothers YouTubers react to it. I think it was.
Yeah.
Looks hilarious. Yeah. So that's the thing. Getting timings right for games and other things, not many people seem to do very well.
Yeah.
It's easier if it's like Call of Duty and it's a yearly thing. Then people sort of learn to adjust their expectations.
Yeah, like, I like what, like, for example, this week, Telltale, they brought out a trailer, it didn't say the release date on it, but then it's coming out next week. That's a good way of doing it. Like, you know the episode's coming, but then they just say, oh yeah, here's a trailer, it's coming out next week.
But then on the same hand, I'd also like to know roughly. Like, even if they said on average every 3 months,
yeah, but
average every 2 months.
They've never really had to work on multiple games at once, so I think now they're getting a sense of how long these things are going to take, and they're
getting into a rhythm.
Yeah, they're gonna... What?
Rhythm!
Okay.
But yeah, no, I just wish that there was some way they'd put... Or even if they said, it looks like it's going to be a couple of weeks away, oh, sorry, we've had a hiccup, Now it's going to be 4 weeks away. Even if there was just some sort of communication rather than, yeah, you're paying for 4 things, we'll bring them out.
Eventually.
Maybe. Maybe never.
One of my favourite things that sometimes they do is like...
Dicks. I thought we should like, your favourite things.
No. Like with Max the Curse of Brotherhood on the Xbox One, they said, oh, it's going to be coming out sometime in January. Then like early December, they just said, oh, it's ready. It's coming out tomorrow. I wish they did that with more games, and not just Max the Curse of Brotherhood.
But it wouldn't work with all games. You have to understand that.
Yeah. It would be good.
For big AAA titles, are big AAA titles because they have loads of cash behind them. They're made by big companies, which means they need the hype. To get the sales to warrant the money they're putting into it, it needs the hype, which is why that's there.
Which is why Titanfall says, I think it says it on the case from IGN, believe the hype.
Yeah, they really focus on... I didn't realise how much games take to make in terms of expenditure and income from games.
Yeah.
But they need to sell literally a metric fuck ton. I think... to get even break even.
The whole AAA expensive development thing is going to be the downfall of itself.
No, it's gonna become smaller. It's definitely going to be a smaller market in the next 5 years.
Yeah, soon they're going to go more to... I reckon like big companies like Activision, EA are going to support small indie developers and pick out big ideas from those.
Yes, that is a really good idea. So it's like a mother company that has lots of children companies that are working on all their own separate games, their own ideas, and it goes, oh, we like that. Do you want to come up and use our like floor 13 to work on it?
Yeah, do you want
things like that?
Do you want to make this bigger, and we'll fund you for it, and then they'll release it. I reckon that's something they need to do more of.
Because definitely, if I look at the games that I've played in the last year, they started off with big AAA titles and nothing else, and they've got down to actually the games I'm still playing and enjoying are small games.
Yeah,
like they've been like the Binding of Isaac, I believe, was being worked on while they were working on Super Meat Boy.
Like that's not the same company, is it?
Most of the people on it were the same company because
there was 2 people.
No, but what I'm saying is because the bad guys in Super Meat Boy appear in the Binding of Isaac a hell of a lot. Like Little Chad, that's one of them. That's the first boss you battle in Super Meat Boy.
I'm gonna look this up because I swear they're like Team Meat is working on something else and they haven't released anything since.
Which one's that? Is that one that made Super Meat Boy?
Yeah, Team Meat. Like there's just literally two guys. I was watching you should watch this on Netflix. It's on Netflix. Indie Game the movie. It's the story
it's in my to watch list.
It's Phil Fish. The dude's what made Team Meat. Phil Fish is the dude who what made Fez, and they talked to the guy who made Braid, which was like the big breakthrough in indie titles on Xbox, and it's quite an emotional story at some points.
Like, yeah, because it's looking at almost the same way racism was looked at in some films recently. It was that, but for games, not so much. I don't mean like, you're an indie game, we're going to beat you and treat you as a slave. But what I mean is in the sense of there's definitely closed-minded people and it's very emotional in that sense.
Yeah, like, the dude that made Braid, I can't remember his name, but...
Let's just call him Brady.
Brady. That's an actual name. That was a good joke. I'm going to clap that.
Thank you.
He was talking about how he likes to put himself into games and he makes something really personal, but then he gets really upset. He got really upset when he released Braid and no one got it because he wanted to connect with people and he didn't feel like that worked.
There are too many potholes in games. It can work, it might not work, and it could be for hundreds of different reasons.
But Braid was massively critically acclaimed, but he said that was one of the most harmful things because no one got him from it. But
you win some, you lose some. And yeah, it is going to be an emotional film, but I'll still watch. I'll watch it.
There's a brilliant moment. It's not like...
But anyway, can we get back to the point of... Yeah, so big AAA games I got bored of, stopped playing, got tired of. Like when Heist's coming out for GTA 5, I'll probably go back and give it a go, and then after twice never play it again. Whereas indie games, I'm like, I'm going to keep playing this. I'm enjoying this. They seem to have more of a...
Replay value?
Not even replay value, because... Even if I only play them once, it's a case of I enjoy playing them more.
Yeah.
I think hype is becoming too much of a thing.
Yeah. I mean, like... a game can be successful without hype.
Or I'm just becoming obsessed and look too much into games, which is also a strong possibility.
Some of the best games out there are ones out the hype like Portal. It just sort of it was a thing.
It just sort of happened.
It filled some space on a disc that was the orange box, and people loved it. And it's one of the best games that Valve have ever made.
Yes.
And
but then Valve don't make bad games very often.
nah.
It's one of
Although,
the few...
if you go back and play Half-Life 1, everyone, the beginning of the game is brilliant, but there is a bit where you're just like, look at what we can do with the Quake engine. It's like, yep. I've seen better than this nowadays. I don't need this whole show of like, look what we can do with the Quake engine. Look what they've done with the new Quake engine.
I say it is very much becoming a thing of hype is too much. And it's because they're trying to expand their market, which they don't need to do. It's expanding on its own.
Yeah.
You're forcing it, which is fine because other people are coming into it. As I said, the people that are playing Walking Dead on the iOS, etc., they're coming into gaming. But people like us are finding less enjoyment in it.
Yeah.
You've definitely played the Xbox a lot less than you used to. And yeah, that is external factors as well, I understand. Yeah. But it's also, you'd find time to play games like Portal. You'd find time to get that last achievement.
I've played that about 3 times. There's a lot of noise happening in the house.
I don't think they can pick it up. But anyway, so what I'm saying is we are being pinched out like a pimple.
Another good example of a game that was successful without like hype. Well, it wasn't hype that they generated. It was hype that came from the people playing it. Was Minecraft. That's a brilliant way of doing it. Just like
see, no, I didn't experience that at all. The only hype I got from it was we're in business studies and we always had to have a
no, but you've never seen it advertised, have you?
No.
You've heard it from word of mouth or from YouTube videos and stuff like that.
I'm about to explain how I heard about it.
Alright, go.
In business studies, we always had to have a laptop, computer, but we're never in the computer rooms. We're in the room off of the staff room, and that was the only way you could get to it. It was really awkward. But so they used to bring in like 8 laptops, 1 each. But a guy that I knew had such shit handwriting, he wasn't allowed to write. They wouldn't let him. He had to have his own laptop to use. He used to he sat in business for a year playing Minecraft, and I just sat there taking the piss out of him. It's Lego. It's shit Lego. Oh, you're gonna build a castle? Congratulations. Here's some Lego pieces. You can do it in real life. Just sat there ripping it out. No, because I still feel exactly the same about it, but for some reason it's the survival aspect, which wasn't as big a thing then. I don't think it's the
survival aspect as much as like if
that's what attracts me.
If you go buy Lego, like you put it together,
that shit's expensive. It's
expensive, and with Minecraft, you get the sense of like you've earned that because you've dug out
and there's no instructions.
You've mined the stuff and you've built something like, and you can build whatever you want. Like I've seen some brilliant things built in Minecraft, and some of them, the best ones I think, are the ones where people like they've mined all this stuff because you get it's not just like creative mode because that makes it easy.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, but yeah, hype can work, it can't work, but it's becoming a very big thing.
Yes,
too much of a thing in my opinion.
We've kind of gone on a massive tangent, and I don't have any more news.
I have no more news.
I got a new game this week, which I played a bit of.
What game did you get?
Super Smash Bros. Brawl.
Didn't you have that?
No, I didn't. I had Melee.
I have this strategy guide at home.
Oh, do
This was my first strategy guide I ever bought.
It's the same for me. I have a strategy guide. It's like the digital Titanfall one that came with a loot crate. But that's my
Shout out to Loot Crate, which is amazing. I've got to transfer money over so I can get this month because it's dragons.
Dragons.
There'll be dragons. And plus, there should be a Funko Pop vinyl. Shout out to Funko.
That's what we expect.
Loot Crate, brilliant. Yeah, dragons. There'll be dragons. Alright.
There's going to be some consistency errors, which I think we need to point out because we don't. We just
Jake's new house. His mum walked in to check some stuff and things, so we had to pause the recording. So the recording's going to be inconsistent, and there might be some jump cuts in there. Anyway, very well done for observing them. Congratulations. You've just earned yourself a Jake Dan point.
Is that a thing?
It is now.
Okay. Hashtag Jake Dan point. Hashtag funnies.
Hashtag funnies. Yeah. I've got loads of strategy guides now. Some of them are really useful. Some of them aren't so much.
Yeah, I felt like I just saw it on there and it was kind of cheap, and I was kind of like, that strategy guide is really cheap. And
it's useful as well.
And I was kind of like, I want to become good at Smash Brothers.
It's a good strategy guide. One of the better ones to buy.
And the new one's coming out soon.
It is.
It is a fighting game.
You know what I mean? But I mean, your classic fighting game.
Yeah.
Your classic like fighters, Street Fighter.
Who's your favourite character in Super Smash Bros. Dan?
The old one or the new one?
I don't know what the new. Yeah, whatever. The new one coming out.
Lucario.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. I kind of like Little Mac, but then again, I think that my view might just be tainted by the fact that I've been playing Punch-Out quite a lot
Kirby's
recently.
good as well.
Kirby he has a bit of a learning curve.
But once you get the hang of it, you've got the hang of it.
Yeah.
Mario is sort of your basic and can be fucking awesome if you learn to use it.
No, Mario's not basic. Mario's slow. Your basic is Fox. He has average stats all the way through.
Ike's a good character in it.
I haven't played as Ike yet.
Because you can just sit there, but with your bow and arrow.
Yeah. Well, you can do that with Fox as well. At the start of every Fox game, you just tap B as fast as you can until it stops.
Oh! Let's talk about a craze that's going around. Don't know whether you've seen it. I jumped on the hype as soon as I saw it. After sex selfies.
Oh yeah, I saw a brilliant one where a dude is like has his head in his hands and the girlfriend's like, I kind of think people are misinterpreting that. I was just like, what the fuck? I think like in his mind he's like, wait, the fuck are you taking the picture? But other people are like, oh, he's obviously like lasted 30 seconds. It's like,
I said that's the best thing about it is the humour value that's in it. The humour that's in the photo that people don't seem to realise half the time. Like half of them are like, yeah, we just had sex. Selfie, genuinely after sex selfie, and others of them are like, there's a couple just sitting in bed with McDonald's, like nice,
cool.
Then there's a dude who's taking a picture of him laying on his bed with his hand next to him and he's drawn a face on it. And there's a girl that's just got a picture of her going like this.
Okay,
I don't know how to describe that. That's why
holding up 2 fingers to her face.
Yeah, which I thought was pretty funny. There are some really good ones, and it's become a really big thing.
It has certainly exploded, and it's better than some other internet viral type things.
Did you hear a 9-year-old got neck nominated and then almost died?
There have been people who have actually died.
Yeah, I know, but were they 9? No.
Well, did the 9-year-old actually die? No, then I don't care about him.
Fair enough. I'm just looking for some after sex selfies now because they are funny as poop.
Is poop funny?
It can be.
Do you remember that website, ratemypoop.com? I wonder if that really exists.
No, there's a website called Rate My Poop.
I think it might be ratemypoop or ratemypoo.com.
What the hell?
Literally,
what is that for?
It's pictures of poo.
Oh, yes, I remember this. I don't remember it. You must have shown me.
Because back when the internet had like 5 websites, that was one of them.
Yeah, it's just bloody weird.
What were some of your earliest websites, Dan, that people showed you?
Miniclip.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Miniclip was fucking brilliant. That's about it, really. I didn't get into internet gaming or any of this until really late. Really late. Like, you want us to play some of our first games. Mine are going to be PlayStation 2.
And that's still pretty far back.
I played... No, N64.
Oh yeah, that's
I played some
further
N64.
back.
Yeah, no, I played some N64. There's a couple from there, but like I didn't properly start playing games. PlayStation 2 was about my starting point with like Crash Bandicoot and
yeah,
things like that.
In gaming, I don't so much go way back in time as I do consoles because I was a hand-me-down kid where I got all the hand-me-downs, and the first console I got was a Sega Master System, which I had a few games for. One of them was Dick Tracy, and I've played it again on an emulator, and not as good as I remember it. Nostalgia has certainly blinded me.
I had a DS back in my day, and it didn't have 3Ds.
Okay. Do you remember the original DS and its chunky, weird-looking thing?
I've still got it.
Have you?
Yep.
I only ever had a DS.
Well, and it like the top of it sort of goes like, you won't be able to see this, audience. Tough luck. It sort of goes along like that, and then like that.
Yeah.
And then like that, and that's the top bit that folds up, and you're like, why? Why did you think that was a good idea?
Dan just drew a trapezoid or trapezium. Both those words are real, I think.
I think that's about all we should talk about.
Yeah, we have definitely tried to stretch this out a bit.
Bit too much, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So let's sing them out with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme tune. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, heroes in a hard shell. Turtle power.
He said, "Let's do it," but I can't remember it. But good job. Bye bye, viewers.